The words hit me like a physical blow. I stood in my parents' kitchen doorway, holding a casserole dish, watching my mother arrange place cards at the dining table. 8 seats. 4 for my sister Lauren's kids, 2 for Lauren and her husband. 2 for mom and dad. My 3 children stood behind me. Emma, 6. Noah, 4. And baby Lily in my arms, just 8 months old. What? My voice came out strangled. Mom didn't even look up. The garage is heated, Marcus. There's a folding table out there. Your kids can eat perfectly fine. Why would my kids eat in the garage? She finally met my eyes. Her expression was casual, like she was discussing the weather. Because they're not really our grandchildren. They're adopted. Lauren's children are our actual bloodline. This is a family dinner. Emma's hand tightened around my leg. Noah's lips started trembling. Mom, I kept my voice level. These are your grandchildren. All 3 of them. Biologically, they're not. She returned to her place cards. Don't make this a thing, Marcus. It's just dinner. Lauren's kids need their family time. Your kids won't understand the difference anyway. They're 6 and 4. They understand perfectly. Lauren walked in from the living room, her husband Brad behind her. She saw my face and sighed. Oh God, Mom told you about the seating? You knew about this? Marcus, don't be dramatic. It's one meal. Your kids are ... They're fine with it. Right, Emma? She smiled at my daughter. You want to have a fun adventure dinner in the garage, right, sweetie? Emma burst into tears. Noah followed immediately. Baby Lily started crying too, sensing the tension. I looked at my father, who just entered from the hallway. Dad, say something. He shifted uncomfortably. Son, your mother organized the dinner. Maybe we can all eat out there. No, Mom's voice was sharp. I spent 3 days preparing this meal. Lauren's children deserve a proper Christmas dinner at the family table. I'm not rearranging everything because Marcus adopted strays and wants to pretend they're the same. Strays? She called my children strays. I watched Emma bury her face in my leg, shoulders shaking. Watched Noah wipe his nose on his sleeve, trying to be brave. Felt Lily's tears soaking into my shoulder. Then I looked at my phone. At the banking app I checked every month. At the automatic payment that went out on the 1st, $3,200 to my parents' mortgage company. They didn't know. I'd been paying their mortgage for 4 years, since Dad's retirement account collapsed. I'd sent the money through a trust account so they wouldn't feel embarrassed. So they'd never know their son was keeping a roof over their heads. I'd paid $153,600 over 4 years to house the people who just called my children strays. Okay, I said quietly, we'll go. Mom looked relieved. The garage is unlocked. No, we're leaving. Come on, kids. Marcus, don't overreact, Lauren started. Emma, Noah, get your coats. I adjusted Lily on my hip. We're going home. You're seriously going to ruin Christmas over this. Mom's voice rose. They're adopted, Marcus. It's not the same as real grandchildren. Why can't you accept that? I stopped at the door, turned back. I'll accept it. Starting now. In the car, Emma was still crying. Daddy, why doesn't Grandma want us? I pulled over 2 blocks away. Got out, opened the back door and hugged both of them. Grandma is wrong, baby. You are my real children. You are real grandchildren. Grandma is just ... confused. Because we're adopted? Noah's voice was small. Nobody. Because Grandma forgot what family actually means. At home, my wife Rachel was waiting. She'd stayed home with a migraine. One look at my face and she knew. What happened? I told her while making the kids grilled cheese in our kitchen. About the garage. About the real grandchildren comment. About Lauren going along with it. Rachel's face went white. Then red. They said that in front of the children? Emma heard all of it. I'm calling them. Don't. I pulled up my banking app. I'm handling it. I logged into the trust account. Found the automatic payment scheduled for January 1st. Deleted it. Then I called the bank's 24/7 line. I need to cancel a payment arrangement. The representative pulled up the account. This is a mortgage payment that's been going to. Are you sure you want to cancel? The account will be flagged for default if the payment isn't received. I'm sure. Sir, this will trigger a default notice immediately. It's Christmas Day. Their mortgage company will contact them as soon as the system registers the missed payment. Perfect. I hung up. Rachel was staring at me. Marcus, what did you just do? I stopped paying their mortgage. You've been paying their mortgage? For 4 years. $3,200 a month. They never knew. Her eyes went wide. Oh my God, when's the next payment due? Was due January 1st, in 6 days. They're already 2 days away from the payment processing window. The system will flag it as defaulted tonight. Tonight? The bank runs automatic checks at midnight on Christmas for payment schedules. When it sees the payment arrangement canceled, it'll trigger an immediate notice to my parents. They'll get the call around 12:01 a.m. Rachel sat down slowly. They called our baby strays, Marcus. Our babies. I know. Good. Let the bank call them. The pattern had been there since the day we'd adopted Emma. I just hadn't wanted to name it. We brought her home when she was 2 days old. Tiny, perfect, with a shock of dark hair. I'd called my parents from the hospital. You have a granddaughter. Emma Rose. Mom's first question. What's her background? She's our daughter. Yes, but where is she from? What race? She's our daughter, Mom. The hospital visit was brief. Mom held Emma for exactly 3 minutes before handing her back. She's lovely, Marcus. Really, it's wonderful that you're giving her a home. Giving her a home. Like she was a foster pet. When Emma was 6 months old, Lauren announced her pregnancy. Mom's reaction was different. Tears of joy. Immediate shopping trips. A nursery setup party. Our first real grandchild. She'd said on the phone to her sister. I'd heard it from the kitchen. When Lauren's son Tyler was born, Mom took 2 weeks off work to help. When Noah arrived at our house 3 years later, another adoption, Mom sent a card. Just a card. When Lauren had her second child, then her third, then her fourth, each birth was a celebration. Photos all over Mom's house, bragging to everyone. My beautiful grandchildren. When we adopted Lily 8 months ago, Mom's response was, another one? Don't you think 3 is enough? We'd never had a family photo with all the grandchildren. Mom organized pictures with Lauren's family only. At birthdays, Lauren's kids got elaborate parties. Mine got cupcakes and a card. Last Thanksgiving, Mom had given Lauren's kids $100 each for toys. My kids got $20 gift cards to McDonald's. I told myself she'd come around. That she'd see my children were just as worthy of love. I'd been wrong. My phone started ringing at 11:47 p.m. Mom. I didn't answer. 11:53 p.m. Dad. Voicemail. 11:58 p.m. Lauren. Text. What did you do? 12:01 a.m. Mom again. 12:03 a.m. Unknown number. That would be the bank. 12:04 a.m. Mom. Text. Marcus, call me now. The bank says our mortgage payment was canceled. They're threatening foreclosure. Fix this. I turned off my phone. Rachel looked at me across the bedroom. You okay? I don't know yet. She came and sat next to me. They hurt our babies. I know. Emma asked me tonight why she's not real. My heart cracked. What did you say? I told her she's the most real thing in my life. That she's my daughter, completely and forever. That some people are too broken to see miracles. I pulled her close. We sat there in the dark, in the house I'd bought by saving every penny, with our 3 sleeping children down the hall. The children I'd chosen. The children who'd chosen us. Real grandchildren. Emma was real when she took her first steps. Noah was real when he said his first word. Willie was real when she smiled for the first time last week. They were real when I held them at 2 a.m. during nightmares. Real when I kissed their scraped knees. Real when they called me daddy. But not real enough for the dining room table. I turned my phone back on at 8 a.m. the next morning. 63 missed calls. 42 text messages. Dad, son, please call. Your mother is hysterical. Mom, I don't understand what's happening. Why would the bank cancel our payment plan? Marcus, if you know anything about this, help US. Lauren, Mom just told me you've been paying their mortgage? Since when? Why didn't anyone tell me? Call them back, Marcus. They're freaking out. Dad, I called the bank. They said the payment account was closed by the account holder. Marcus, was that you? Have you been ... Were you paying our mortgage? Mom, Marcus, respond right now. Your father's blood pressure is through the roof. If you've been paying our mortgage without telling us and you just canceled it, we need to talk. This is financial abuse. Financial abuse. I'd paid $153,600 to keep them housed, and now it was abuse. I called my lawyer instead of calling them back. Andrew, I need to understand something. If I've been voluntarily paying someone's mortgage for years, can I be held liable for stopping? No. Voluntary financial gifts can be stopped at any time unless there's a written contract. Did you have one? No. Then you're clear. They have no legal claim to your continued support. May I ask what happened? I told him about Christmas, about the garage, about my children. Andrew was quiet for a long moment. Marcus, I have 3 kids. 2 biological, 1 adopted. If anyone ever called my daughter a stray, I'd do worse than cancel a mortgage payment. So I'm not overreacting? You're underreacting. But I'm your lawyer, not your therapist. Legally, you're fine. Morally, you're more than fine. They discriminated against your children. They excluded them from a family dinner based on adoption status. In some contexts, that's actionable discrimination. I don't want to sue them. Then don't. But don't let them guilt you either. The calls kept coming. I blocked them all except Dad. At 2 p.m. on December 26th, he finally tried a different approach. Dad, Marcus, please just talk to me. Not about the mortgage. About Christmas. Your mother was wrong. I should have said something. I didn't. I'm sorry. Please give me a chance to fix this. I stared at the message. Read it 3 times. Me, what did Lauren's kids eat for Christmas dinner? Dad, what? Me, what did Lauren's kids eat? What was served at the family table? Dad, turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, stuffing, green beans, rolls, 3 kinds of pie. Me, and what did my kids eat? Silence for 5 minutes. Dad, they left before dinner. Me, right. They left before eating in the garage like dogs. Because Mom said they weren't real grandchildren. Because they're adopted. What do you think Emma thought about that, Dad? She's 6. She knows what not real means. Dad, your mother didn't mean it like that. Me. How did she mean it? Dad, she just meant ... biologically. Me. So my children are less valuable because they don't share your DNA. Dad, I didn't say that. Me. But you didn't stop her from saying it. You stood there while Mom called them strays. While Lauren agreed they should eat in the garage. You said nothing. Dad, I'm sorry. Me. Are you sorry she said it? Or sorry I stopped paying your mortgage? No response. I put my phone down. Rachel was feeding Lily in the kitchen. Emma and Noah were playing in the living room. My family. My real, chosen, precious family. Mom showed up at my house on December 28th. I watched her through the window, sitting in her car for 10 minutes before getting out. Rachel saw her too. Want me to send her away? No, I'll talk to her. I stepped onto the porch. Didn't invite her in. Marcus, she looked older. Tired. We need to talk. Okay. Can I come inside? No. Her face flushed. I'm your mother. And these are my children. They don't need to see you right now. That's not fair. I came to apologize. Then apologize. She opened her mouth. Closed it. Tried again. I'm sorry for what I said on Christmas. I didn't mean it the way it sounded. How did you mean it? I just meant Lauren's kids are biological grandchildren. That's just a fact. It doesn't mean I love your kids less. You told them to eat in the garage, Mom. Because Lauren's kids are what? More important, more valuable, more deserving of a seat at the table, more biologically connected to this family. And there it was. The truth she'd been avoiding. So adoption is a lesser form of family. That's not what I said. It's exactly what you said. In front of my 6-year-old daughter, my 4-year-old son. You told them they're not real. Do you know what Emma asked Rachel that night? She asked why she's not real. She's 6 years old and she thinks she's not a real person because her grandmother said so. Mom's eyes filled with tears. I didn't mean to hurt her. But you did. And you'd do it again because you fundamentally believe my children are worth less than Lauren's. Admit it. She stopped. Looked away. They're not blood, Marcus. Neither am I then. Because if my children aren't family, then I'm not your son. That's different. How? I chose them the same way you chose me. You gave birth to me, but you chose to keep me. To raise me, to love me. I chose Emma, Noah, and Lily. I chose them the same way you chose me. So if you're saying choice isn't enough to make them real, then what does that say about us? She was crying now. Marcus, please. Your father and I are going to lose our house. The bank says we're in default. We don't have $3,200. We don't have anything. If you've been paying all this time, I have. For 4 years, $153,600. She gasped. Why didn't you tell us? Because I loved you. Because I wanted to help without making you feel small. Because I thought family helped each other. Then help us now. Why should I? You told my children they weren't family. Why would I pay to house someone who doesn't consider my kids real? They are real. I'm sorry. I'll do better. No, Mom, you won't. Because this isn't the first time. This is just the first time I called you on it. I pulled out my phone. Showed her the photo albums. Look at your Facebook. Count how many pictures you have of Lauren's kids versus mine. Count how many birthday parties you've attended. Count how many times you've babysat. Count everything, Mom. Really count. She looked. Her face went pale. You posted 47 pictures of Tyler's first birthday. Emma's first birthday got 1 photo and a generic comment. You took 2 weeks off work when Tyler was born. When Noah came home, you sent a card. You've been to every single one of Lauren's kids' soccer games. You've been to 2 of Emma's dance recitals in 4 years. I didn't realize. Yes, you did. You just didn't think it mattered. You didn't think they'd notice. You didn't think I'd notice. Marcus, please. Please. We can fix this. I'll do better. I promise. Just, we need your help. The house is your problem now? You're going to let us lose our home over one mistake? 25 years of mistakes, Mom. This was just the one I couldn't ignore anymore. Lauren called the next day. Marcus, you're being insane. They're our parents. They're old. They made a mistake. Get over it. Did your kids eat dinner in the garage, Lauren? That's not the point. That's exactly the point. Mom told my kids to eat in the garage like animals while your kids ate at the table. And you stood there and watched it happen. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Your kids are little, they wouldn't care. Emma is 6. She cared. She cried herself to sleep. Oh God, Marcus, kids cry about everything. Do your kids cry about being excluded from family dinners because they're not real grandchildren? Silence. That's what I thought. Fine. You're right. Mom was wrong. I should have said something. I'm sorry. Now will you help them? They're going to lose the house. Why don't you help them? You're the one with 4 real grandchildren. I don't have that kind of money, neither do I anymore. Not for people who treat my children like they're disposable. So, that's it. You're just done with the whole family? I'm not done with the family, I have my family. Rachel, Emma, Noah, and Lily. That's my family. You and Mom and Dad? You're people I used to know who decided my children weren't worth basic human dignity. You're going to regret this. The only thing I regret is not doing it sooner. I hung up. They lost the house in March. Dad called to tell me. We're moving in with Lauren. She has room in her basement. Okay. Marcus, please. Can we talk about this? What is there to talk about? Your mother is destroyed. She knows she was wrong. She wants to apologize to Emma and Noah properly. She wants to try. Try what, Dad? Try to pretend my kids matter? Try to include them occasionally when it's convenient? Try to post 1 picture of them for every 10 of Lauren's kids? That's not fair. What's not fair is my daughter asking why grandma doesn't love her. What's not fair is my son thinking he's less important because he's adopted. What does not fair is me paying $153,600 to house the people who treated my children like garbage. We didn't treat them like garbage. You told them to eat in the garage while the real grandchildren ate inside. What would you call that? He was quiet. Then, I'm sorry. I should have stopped it. I should have said something. I was a coward. It was the first real apology I'd gotten. Yeah, I said. You were. Can you forgive me? I don't know yet. Maybe someday. But forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. It doesn't mean going back to how things were. What does it mean? It means I release you from the obligation of being my father. And you release me from the obligation of being your son. We're just people who used to be related. Marcus, goodbye, Dad. Now, 8 months after that Christmas, I'm sitting in my backyard watching Emma and Noah play in the sprinkler. Lily is napping in her carrier next to me. Rachel is reading a book, her foot touching mine. My phone has no messages from my parents. No calls from Lauren, no invitations to family dinners. Just silence. The kind that used to feel like abandonment but now feels like protection. Emma runs over, dripping wet. Daddy, watch me do a cartwheel. I'm watching, baby. She does a lopsided cartwheel. Beams with pride. Did you see? I saw. You're amazing. Am I a real girl, Daddy? My heart stops. What? Like in Pinocchio. Am I a real girl? Rachel has put down her book. We both look at Emma. Baby, I say carefully. You are the most real girl in the world. You're my real daughter. Forever and always. Even though I'm adopted? Especially because you're adopted. Because I chose you, and you know what? That makes you more real. Because we picked each other. She thinks about this. Okay. Can I have a popsicle? Yes. She runs back to Noah. Crisis averted. For now. Rachel squeezes my hand. She's going to ask that question again. I know. Are you okay with your answer? I'm sure of my answer. I'm not okay that she has to ask. Neither am I. We sit there, watching our real children play in the real sunshine, in the real backyard of our real family home. People ask if I regret it. Regret cutting off my parents. Regret the mortgage. Regret choosing my children over everyone else. I tell them the truth. I regret nothing. They chose blood over love. I chose love over blood. If you've ever been told your family isn't real because you built it instead of birthing it, remember this. The truest families are the ones we choose to protect even when it costs us everything. Share your story in the comments and hit subscribe for the next one.